I'll never forget the moment I watched my sister's perfect little world completely shatter right in front of her. She was sitting on my couch, mascara streaming down her face in thick black lines, sobbing hysterically while clutching her phone like it was her lifeline. "How could he do this to me?" she wailed. "He said he loved me. He promised marriage, a future, everything." And there I was, standing across the room with my arms crossed, fighting back the tiny, satisfied smile that kept trying to creep onto my face, because the man she was crying over, he never really existed. He was my creation, my weapon, my meticulously planned revenge. And in that moment, every tear she shed felt like pure, ice-cold justice for all the years she spent destroying my life. My name is Emily. I'm 28 now. But this story goes all the way back to when I was a teenager growing up in a quiet suburban house with my older sister, Vanessa. Vanessa was always the golden child, 2 years older, blonde, blue-eyed, effortlessly gorgeous in that head-turning way. She had this infectious laugh, this natural confidence that made guys fall for her without her even trying. Our parents adored her, teachers loved her, friends flocked to her. Me, I was the quieter one, the bookish brunette who always lived in her shadow. But I didn't mind at first. I looked up to her. She was my big sister. We shared clothes, secrets, makeup, dreams, or at least I thought we did. The first time it happened, I was 16. His name was Jake, my first real boyfriend. Tall, sweet, played guitar in a garage band. We met in art class, bonded over old horror movies, and after months of flirting, he finally asked me out. I was over the moon and told Vanessa everything. How he held my hand at lunch, wrote me notes, kissed me softly behind the bleachers after a game. She smiled, said she was happy for me, even helped me pick outfits. Then one Friday night, I walked into the basement for a soda and found them. Vanessa straddling Jake on the couch, his hands under her shirt, her mouth on his neck. They didn't notice me at first. I stood frozen as my heart cracked open. When Vanessa finally looked up, she didn't panic. She smirked. Actually smirked. Jake stammered apologies, but Vanessa just slid off him, fixed her hair and said, "Oops, guess the cat's out of the bag." I ran upstairs crying. Jake dumped me the next day over text, saying he was confused. When I confronted Vanessa in tears, she shrugged and said, "He was going to dump you anyway." You're too clingy." "I did you a favor. He's more my type." I couldn't believe it. My own sister. Our parents didn't believe me, or didn't want to. Vanessa cried fake tears, called me jealous and dramatic. Suddenly I was the problem child. I thought it was a one-time mistake, that she felt guilty deep down. But I was wrong. 2 years later in college, I moved 3 hours away thinking distance would help. I met Ryan sophomore year, studious, kind, future doctor. We studied together, had cute coffee dates, took things slow. I barely mentioned him to Vanessa. But she visited one weekend insisting she missed me. I introduced them. Big mistake. Within a month, Ryan ghosted me. When I confronted him, he admitted he'd been seeing Vanessa. She'd driven up multiple times, told him I was emotionally unstable, and that he deserved someone more fun. He fell for it. I dropped out that semester, couldn't face campus, moved back home defeated. Vanessa acted like nothing happened, rolling her eyes at my tears. "Emily, you take everything so seriously. It's just guys." The worst came after college. I got a job in the city, moved into a tiny apartment, tried rebuilding. I met Connor through work friends. Funny, ambitious, treated me like gold. 8 months in, the longest relationship I'd ever had, I started believing in happiness again. Vanessa came for a long weekend, saying she was between jobs. I should have said no. I introduced them, told myself I was paranoid. Then one day I came home early with concert tickets and found them in my bed, naked, laughing. Vanessa saw me first. Didn't even cover up. She stretched and said, "Hey sis, you're home early." Connor looked ashamed, but Vanessa sat up and said, "Look, Emily, Connor and I have real chemistry. You two were basically roommates. Don't make this weird." I kicked her out, screamed until my throat was raw. Connor begged forgiveness, but I was done. That night, alone surrounded by tissues and takeout, something inside me snapped, not broke, snapped. All the pain, humiliation, betrayal crystallized into cold, sharp resolve. I wasn't going to cry anymore. I was going to destroy her the way she'd destroyed me. But I had to be smart and patient. Vanessa thrived on attention, on being desired, on winning, especially if it was something of mine. So I decided to give her the ultimate prize. a man who would shatter her when she realized he was fake. Planning took almost 2 years. First, I rebuilt trust, moved closer to home, got therapy, acted like I'd forgiven her. We did lunch dates, shopping, happy social media posts. Let her think I was weak. Meanwhile, I found Alex, an actor from a theater board. Mid-30s, devastatingly handsome. Dark hair, green eyes, chiseled jaw. Recently divorced, needed money, willing to play a long-term role. I paid him well. We built Alexander Voss, wealthy tech consultant, luxury condo, sleek Audi, fake profiles, backdated posts, photoshopped pictures, everything staged. Then over brunch, I casually mentioned my new boyfriend. Dropped hints. Older, successful, treated me like a queen, completely smitten. Vanessa's eyes lit up. The hunger was immediate because he was mine. I acted reluctant when she pushed to meet him. That made her want it more. Finally, I arranged a double date. Vanessa showed up looking flawless, flirted shamelessly, touching his arm, laughing too loud. Alex played it perfectly, polite to me but clearly captivated by her. By the end, she was texting him under the table. 2 weeks later, I went out of town for work and told her Alex and I were rocky. She comforted me, then pounced. Alex told me everything. Her non-stop texts, showing up in lingerie, seducing him that night, bragging to friends. She dumped her current guy, told everyone she'd found the one, quit her job thinking he'd support her, picked out rings. She fell hard. Alex fed her expensive dinners, getaways, gifts, promises of love. Then he started pulling away, canceling plans, saying she was needy. She panicked, clung harder, just like she'd made me do. Finally, the reveal. Romantic dinner, her thinking proposal. Instead, he told her the truth. Hired by me. Everything fake. Showed her the contract, messages, payments. She screamed, threw things, had to be escorted out. Called me hysterical. I answered calmly, let her rage. Then said, "Oops, guess the cat's out of the bag." She moved away. Lost friends, couldn't keep jobs, reputation ruined. Drinks heavily now, alone, jumping between guys who all leave. Everyone knows what she is. Me, I'm thriving. Found real love, got married, had a baby girl. I sleep peacefully knowing karma caught up. Sometimes I wonder if I went too far. But then I remember the pain she caused. And no, I don't regret it. Whew, did this one give you that satisfying chill? To really understand the depth, you need to know how Vanessa truly operated. It wasn't just sleeping with my boyfriends. She weaponized the aftermath. After Jake, she spread rumors. I was clingy, jealous, made it up. Friends distanced themselves. I ate lunch alone senior year. She got prom queen. After Ryan, she told our parents I dropped out from partying, was unstable. They believed her, cut me off financially, made me pay rent while she lived free and brought guys home loud enough for me to hear. After Connor, she stole my jewelry, clothes, even my journal, posted pages online anonymously mocking me as pathetic. The comments crushed me. I deleted all social media. That's when hatred took root, deep, burning. I fantasized revenge constantly, but small things felt too temporary. I needed something permanent that attacked her core identity. Being wanted and irresistible. That's when the fake boyfriend idea solidified. I researched actors, posted anonymously, found Alex, we met. He was perfect. Professional, no judgment. Months of planning, backstory, mannerisms, coaching on Vanessa's weaknesses, how compliments melted her, how she hated feeling second best. Rehearsals, staged chemistry. I saved aggressively. It was expensive but worth it. The fake closeness with Vanessa was torture, laughing at her jokes, hearing her brag while biting my tongue. When I mentioned Alex, her reaction was gold, leaning in, demanding details. I fed crumbs, showed cropped photos, acted insecure. He's out of my league. I'm scared. Catnip to her superiority complex. The double date. She dressed to kill, flirted aggressively. Alex gave stolen glances, compliments. She blushed. By dessert, her hand was on his knee. I watched from the bathroom, skin crawling but smiling inside. It escalated fast. Her desperate texts, he screenshotted everything. Lies to my face when I asked if something was going on. 4 months of her believing she'd won again. Changed relationship status. Lovey posts, talked moving in, told parents she was settling down. They loved it. Family dinner. Alex charmed everyone, held her hand. I smiled across the table, counting down. Then the withdrawal, mirroring her past cruelty. She begged, apologized in desperate messages. Poetic justice. The final dinner. Expensive spot. Her in proposal dress. He laid it out coldly, showed evidence. Her breakdown was total. Screaming in public, escorted out. She tried retaliating, calling me crazy to parents, but I had proof. Showed them calmly. They were horrified at her. Apologized to me, cut her off. Friends abandoned her when truth spread. She fled the state, changed names online, but karma follows. She's alone now, broken, unable to trust or keep anyone. I sometimes think about that couch moment. Her crying over a fake man. I created to ruin her, just like she ruined me. No regrets. Justice served cold. Whew, did this one give you that satisfying chill? Wait, there's more to how perfectly it all fell into place. During the planning phase, Alex and I left nothing to chance. We created an entire digital footprint. Fake LinkedIn, Instagram with backdated travel photos, friends photoshopped, even planted mutual friends who could vouch if needed. He studied her type from stories I told, confident but with a dangerous edge. When she first saw him at dinner, her eyes devoured him. The way she leaned in, touched his arm accidentally, laughed at everything. He said. It was predictable. Almost sad how textbook it was. After I left town, her pursuit was relentless. Alex described showing up at the rented Airbnb in a trench coat and lingerie, how she bragged she'd always known we had chemistry that first night. She sent nudes, voice notes saying I never appreciated him, that she'd make him happier. He played along, encouraging, making her feel unique. You're different from anyone I've dated. She quit her job 2 months in, saying she'd travel with his consulting work, started designing their future home on Pinterest, told mom she'd finally found a real man. Parents threw a barbecue to celebrate Vanessa growing up. Alex grilled steaks, arm around her, whispering in her ear. I attended, played supportive sister, complimented them as a couple. Inside, I was buzzing with anticipation. The slow ghosting phase was my favorite. Him saying work was overwhelming, needing space. Her text turned frantic. Did I do something wrong? Please talk to me. I love you too much to lose you. Exact echoes of my past pain. The reveal dinner, he picked her favorite spot, told her to wear something special. She arrived glowing, ring finger subtly forward. He waited until dessert, then slid the folder across. Contract with my signature. Payment records are planning texts. Told her every touch, every I love you was scripted. Her face drained of color, then rage, screaming he was lying, throwing water, collapsing in sobs. Staff called security. She stumbled out into the street, called me hyperventilating. I let her unload every insult, every plea. Then quietly, now you know how it feels. Click. Aftermath was swift and total. She tried spinning me as obsessed stalker to family and friends, but evidence was ironclad. Parents demanded her apology to me. She refused, got cut off. Friends ghosted when screenshots circulated. Job prospects dried up, word travels. She moved 3 states away, waitress gigs, heavy drinking, serial short relationships that crash because she's paranoid now, accusing every guy of faking. Can't trust love anymore. I healed in therapy, dated carefully, met my husband, real, kind, sees me fully. We married quietly last year. Welcomed our daughter 6 months ago. Life is peaceful. Vanessa occasionally tries reaching out on burner accounts. Apologies mixed with blame. I don't reply. Some damage can't be undone, and some justice is permanent. Looking back, the revenge wasn't just punishment. It was closure. She took my trust, my confidence, my ability to love without fear for years. I took her illusion of invincibility. Fair trade. Whew, did this one give you that satisfying chill? One last layer to this story. How it changed me forever. Before everything, I was the people pleaser. Always forgiving. Always shrinking to keep peace. Vanessa taught me that niceness without boundaries gets exploited. The revenge wasn't impulsive. It was rebirth. Planning it forced me to be strategic, patient, strong. Saving money, coordinating details, maintaining the fake forgiveness. It built confidence I never had. When parents finally saw the truth and apologized for years of favoring her, it validated everything I'd felt but buried. They admitted enabling her entitlement, always bailing her out while dismissing my pain. That acknowledgement healed old wounds more than any therapy session. Alex and I stayed in loose contact. He said it was the most interesting gig ever, and my payment helped him through tough times. Win-win. He even sent a congratulations card when I got married. Vanessa's last known attempt at redemption was a long drunk voicemail last year, crying about how lonely she is, how no one understands her, begging me to fix things. I listened once, deleted it, blocked the number. She made her bed over years of choices. I just made sure she finally had to lie in it. Today, when I look at my daughter, I promise her she'll never grow up in competition with anyone for love or worth. Sibling bonds can be beautiful or toxic. Mine was the latter, but I broke the cycle. If you've dealt with family betrayal, know this: healing is possible, justice sometimes comes, and you're stronger than the pain they caused. Thanks for listening to my story. Whew, did this one give you that satisfying chill?